Good evening. It is Thursday, January 31st. I don't need to pay rent. I did that already. Um, I'm still a little bit stiff and I got a little bit of a headache, so I'm not going to be playing League tonight. It's also still chilly in my apartment. We're on the upswing, but it's still sub-zero wind chills out there. I have no interest in going outside, and it's starting to draft in through the windows behind my monitor setup here. So I don't want frozen fingers again. So we're going to be hopefully finishing up day 5 of Parasite Eve. We may not get all the way through day 5. We may save the last little bit of it to go along with day 6, because narratively that sort of makes sense as well, which you'll see when we get there. So we're going to be... So let's see. Last time we dove down into the sewers beneath Chinatown to find the large mass of orange jello that was once the audience of a concert in Central Park, and we found that it had smashed its way out of the sewers and was headed toward the Museum of Natural History that we had visited previously in the week. That's not where we're going. We are actually currently in the police station because I was doing a little bit of item tune-up off stream. We are actually going to go to the optional dungeon to get a special bonus item and some other good stuff. Some fights experience, so on and so forth, and whatnot, and hey. Assuming I can figure out how doors work. I suspect the game is a little bit louder than I am, so I'm going to turn the game audio down a tiny bit. Let's see, testing, 1, 2. That's a little bit better, at least based on volume bars, so we'll go with that. Hopefully y'all can hear me and the game's great soundtrack. Alright, it is now nighttime of day 5, and we are going... There's the warehouse. The only warehouse in Manhattan, apparently. And it's daytime all of a sudden. Officer Bria! Woof woof. Eve is in there. Why don't you check it out, huh? Spoiler, Eve is not in there. I'll go call for some backup, okay? So you go check it out. Good doggy. Oh, he's back. Elle, come on, we're getting out of here. This is not the special item that I was referring to, but it's still very nice. It has the attack first special ability, which lets you start with a full action bar, so you get the first action in any given fight. We won't be using this weapon specifically, but we will be pulling that first action ability out of it and using it on our ultimate weapon later. There's a fight in here, I think. Some nice armor. You might, actually I think that's just a straight up upgrade from what I'm using now. I've forgotten how, there we go. I've forgotten how the inventory system works. Let's see, 36, 48, 29. Oh yeah, that's just a straight up upgrade over what I had been using. So we'll bring these stats over to the new item. And equip it. Here's the fight I was expecting. I thought it was in the previous room. Bit of a short scene here with a regular rat and a mutant cat. Mutant cat chases rat, rat mutates, chases off mutant cat. That's funny, right? Fortunately, mutant rats are still really easy to deal with, even though this version has much more HP than the versions we fought way back in the Opera House on day 1. Bit of a bullet sponge. Fortunately, they drop a lot of ammo. Yeah, I mean, there's pretty much very little chance of ever running out of ammunition in this game. Pick up the tiny warehouse key. And a grenade launcher that... I don't like grenade launchers in this game because they all have elemental property to their damage, and some enemies... I mean, some enemies are weak to each element, but some enemies resist it, and there's no real rhyme or reason to it, so I just don't bother. Spiders. Come on, Spitweb. Oh, I got hit. I did not mean to. Fortunately, they were still in range. And I'm not completely immobilized, just slowed down. There we go, and it wore off. Come on. There we go. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the fights in here is that my shotgun still doesn't have the greatest range, and they dart in and out of range quite a lot while you're firing at them. But these first few enemies aren't actually that much threat. Another fairly nice piece of armor. I believe it has more physical defense than the other one, but it has lower... a rocket. Why would the game be giving me a rocket? Interesting. I can't do anything with a rocket. Whee! I would probably do that too in her position. Probably. Depending on how wide these catwalks are. Let's reload. And save. Come on. So, trying to hit the button with the thumb of the wrong hand, so it wasn't quite registering. Lock open. That's why we needed to pick up that tiny key in a couple rooms back. Oh no, a fight on the catwalk. Not actually with the mutant cats, however. Instead, more spiders. Cats would have been more funny, though. Hear that hissing sound? Not a snake, it's mechanical in origin. It's a part of this dungeon I really don't like. What was I doing? I was going to use this again. I think there's another item in this room. Yep, over here. Defense. And one more. Another tool. That's the other reason you want to come here, is because there's just some decent stat buffs to use on your gear. Yeah, the second piece of armor they give you in here is just not very good. It's like I said, its physical defense is high, but everything else is just not great. We climb down this cable. Presumably this cable, you know, leads to an elevator or something that she just doesn't bother with. She just climbs down the cable. I do appreciate that Aya's character design is just super practical in terms of her outfit. Okay, here is the boss of this section. Giant enemy crab. And is really dangerous. It has eyeball lasers that hurt. Like, that just took more than half of my health in one shot. Hoping for the bubble attack, which is why I'm sort of staying to its side. Yeah, that. That's fairly easy to dodge. And there are 3 targets. Fortunately, having the shotgun makes it easy to hit all of them at once. I don't like this. Yep, see, I get hit again. I get hit with both of them, and I'm in a position where I have to heal almost immediately. Huh, must have had a bad angle on that first shot. Oh, I'm standing too far behind it. Okay, so there's claw number 1 taken out. That should change its attack patterns. Unfortunately, I don't think it turns off the eyeball lasers. But if I'm lucky, maybe it will. Nope. Oh, I see what it does. Okay, so the eyeball lasers, it's just each one that hits you reduces your HP by half. So it will never actually kill you. That's good to know. That was not a revive getting used there. That was actually a property of this armor that I have, that if you get low on HP, it will just automatically use one of your medicine items. So I should probably still heal after I get hit with the eyeball lasers, but it's not as urgent. Like, if he does the eyeball lasers like several times in a row, it will never actually kill me. He has to do something else first. There we go. Okay, that was not as bad as I remembered it being. And this is why we came here. The AT-4 rocket launcher. Unfortunately, it's one of those items that's sort of too powerful to use because your ammunition for it is so limited. I will probably use it on some of the final bosses, but by that point, I will have crafted a handgun that is just as powerful, if not more so. Okay, so that hissing is this steam vent over here that will actually damage me if I run in there while it's on. And really all you get out of it is that tool. So I don't know why it's that obnoxious, but it is. Making sure there's no other items in this room. And there's... Okay, so yeah, that's really the only reason we came here to the warehouse, was to pick up that rocket launcher and everything else that goes with it. So now that we have that, go back to police station, dump everything we don't need out of our inventory, and begin the final dungeon of the game. After we fight our way out of the warehouse, of course. And the other thing about the rocket launcher is it sort of takes up 2 slots in your inventory, one for the weapon itself and one because it uses its own specialized ammo. So you have a second ammo box now. The regular one and then your rocket box. Huh, I thought there would still be encounters on the way out. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Or I just got really lucky. So yeah, I don't know what that cop was on about Eve being here. All that was here was a giant enemy crab with a rocket launcher. Where am I? Oh, there I am. I hear the walking noise. What's going on? Oh, okay. Back to the station house quick. Trying to remember where I put my cough drops from last night. My last remaining one, I think. Alright, so we are going to ditch the grenade launcher we picked up, the PPK pistol that has the preemptive attack, we'll use that later, and that kind of mediocre armor. And let's see, so we have a decent amount of medicine. I don't know that we need this much. There's going to be a lot of items coming up here. Just, I may actually have to leave the next dungeon to come back here to empty things out, depending upon how things go. Yeah, we can't take that last good luck charm out of our inventory. Fortunately, we can take the warehouse key out. One tool just in case we come up with a use for it. Alright. Onward! Things aren't easy to open one-handed. Okay, as I said, we saw the large mass of orange jello heading to the museum, so that's where we're going. Chocobo. No security guard. And the doors are unlocked. Someone's here. Who's that? Who's there? So I didn't save in the police station because I knew there would be a save spot right here. Come on, find the door. There we go. I like how she still has to pull both of the double doors open for some reason. Yup, it's a museum. Here are things in the United States for some reason. Here's an off-screen chest with some medicine in it. And a shattered exhibit for some reason. Dinosaur head that looks like a frog. More medicine. No music at this point, which is an interesting design touch. Here's another door that's not a door because it's a jar. Hey! Mysterious white-coated person. Oh. And there are velociraptors loose in the museum, apparently. Unfortunately, the museum is cramped enough, for the most part, that the shotgun becomes very effective. Yeah, I'm not bothering to pick up the medicine, because we're going to have so much medicine by the time this is all done. How the hell did those dinosaurs get here? Dinosaurs in a natural history museum? Ah, here's the soundtrack. And it's locked. So now we get to backtrack, now that we have the soundtrack and encounters turned on. There's going to be a lot of random, well, quasi-random encounters here. Leaping lizards! Whose catchphrase was that? Was it Little Orphan Annie? Survey says yes. And yeah, they drop a bunch of junk, both literally and figuratively. Yeah, I get tired of all the encounters in here pretty quick. None of them are really actually challenging. Basically, you just try and get them to line up so that you can hit multiple at the same time. And then periodically heal. Generally, you want to wait until after they've attacked before you fire back, because after they attack, there's a brief period where they won't attack again because they operate on the same time charge system that you do. Medic! I just learned the spell medic, which removes all negative status effects, which is actually quite handy. And gain a bunch of bonus points. Which will go towards making me act a little bit faster and try and get through some of these encounters a little bit faster. And we're back in the lobby. It would be nice if this elevator were working, but that would be too easy. Yep. I'm clicking through the dialogue too fast. There we go. It's not working, but I'm sure it'll start up again if I deactivate the alarm. I don't know what alarm she's referring to, because we haven't learned about any sort of alarm yet. Stairs up to the second floor are locked, so the only way we can go is back down this utility hallway. Or, no, this is actually into an exhibit, I think. Yep. How many animals are hiding? The largest number. Here, have some ammo, kids, for answering this quiz question correctly. That's one of my favorite parts about this museum level, is just... there are all of these, like, were you paying attention quiz questions scattered throughout, and they all reward, like, presumably any, museum goer with, you know, ammunition, medicines. Fun time out for the kids. This is where you can go back behind this one exhibit. This is the utility corridor I was thinking of, where there's a discontinued quiz machine. The name of the organelle that appeared in the first organism. Mitochondria. Big open area. There's probably a fight in here. Ow. The nice thing about all the encounters in the museum is they give out a goodly amount of experience points, so I'll be going up like 3 or 4 levels throughout the course of this segment. New type of armor, the suit armor. The different types really don't have a mechanical difference, they're just progressively stronger. I think those are the only items in here. That looks right. That's a nice hidden detour full of goodies. And a danger high voltage sign that is just not relevant to any gameplay at any point, but it's there. Another open area. Someone obviously doesn't want me to get through this area. Giant scorpion. Interestingly, we're not in a fight with it until we walk up right next to it, so we can take this quiz. What was the nutritional source of the first organism that lived 3.9 billion years ago? Oxygen from the ocean, nitrogen oxides from volcanoes, or self-conducted photosynthesis? It's not that last one? Oh, okay. I actually don't remember the answer to this question. Okay, that makes sense. I guess, yeah, chloroplasts did not come along right away. You had heterotrophic bacteria first, I guess. I don't know, I'm not a scientist. So yeah, if you get it wrong, you get a lesser prize once you finally get it right. Ow. Ow. Fortunately, I haven't actually been poisoned, just taken some damage. I thought this scorpion has like a poison gas attack. Maybe I'm getting it confused with a different enemy in here. The world may never know. Canoe! Another level up. Alright, brief pause while I try to remember which way I'm supposed to go next. It's been a bit. I think this is the locked door that leads back to where we were before. Yes, it's locked. Okay. World of dinosaurs. Not going to go upstairs just yet. Past the drinking fountain. Into the exhibit of giant stone heads for some reason. Currently a dead end. Currently. But there is a interesting door that I cannot currently get to back there. Wait, what was that noise? Is Manhattan prone to earthquakes? Come back in here, and a lot of the ceiling is collapsed, and some of the exhibit as well. As a result, we get a fight with some of these armadillo bug things. Fortunately, are really easy to dodge because all they do is roll forward in a straight line. In here, they cluster up quite nicely. And for triggering that encounter, we get 4 of, like, the second best medicine in the game. Or 3 medicine 4s. That's why I said 4, but... Now we go upstairs. The mitochondria creates ATP, adenosine triphosphate, within the cell. How much energy is this equivalent to? 3.7 kilocalories per gram, 200,000 volts per cubic centimeter, or 1/6 horsepower per adult male. Now, I don't know what the actual answer is, but the answer this game wants you to give is the 200,000 volts, because that's how Eve sets people on fire. Couple more well-hidden items. I believe this is another... well, first a fight, but I believe this leads to another locked door. I can't get through here. For reasons. Alright, and I believe these giant scratch marks are from when the armadillo bug thingies dropped down to the floor below, because you can sort of see the stone heads down there. But we can get out this emergency exit to the fire escape. I can go up or down. First we go down. Down, doo-ba-doo, down, down. Yeah, that's the only thing that was hidden back here behind the stone heads, but I'm a completionist, so now I have an extra tool. Now we want to actually go up. More rockets. Now we're on the third floor in some kind of human anatomy exhibit. And another level up. Pre-raise, which if you cast it on yourself, it'll bring you back to life when you die once. Which, again, another spell I would probably never bother to cast. By taking mitochondria, which uses oxygen as its nutritional source, into the body and living with it symbiotically, the bacteria has acquired a tremendous amount of energy. What was the consequence? Aging. Apparently. I think they're just making up science now. Not that they weren't before. Oh, here we have early hominids, one of which fell over. Sometimes it will roll more than once, I think up to 3 times, but it's always very easy to dodge. Except when I get stuck in a reload animation. Oops. In 1987, Cann and Wilson released a theory stating that humans were derived from Mitochondria Eve. Which organism is thought to be Mitochondria Eve? An African female. It's nice that all of these questions have been directly bearing on the plot, with the exception of count the animals hiding in the jungle. It's locked. Oh, hey, snack machine. You can't actually use the snack machine, unfortunately. I might not be going the right way. I might have to backtrack here. This museum is somewhat easy to get lost in. I would like to make it to at least the first mini-boss in here before packing it in. I might sneeze in a second. My apologies if I do. Excuse me. Hi, Silas. No, Silas, you don't need to be up on the desk. I'm gonna go back upstairs real quick, because there was a side path that I forgot to take. Hopefully this doesn't trigger yet another encounter. Hey, it's a ridiculously large model of a mitochondria. I assume that's what that's supposed to be. Pterodactyl? Getting the pterodactyl to shatter that window is actually important. This is the enemy with the poison gas attack. That's right. Yeah, starting to accumulate enough medicine 4s that we're going to start getting rid of our medicine 3s. Yes, I will swap out an item. Case in point. I promise I did not know that was what was in that chest. Yeah, now pterodactyls have been added to the regular enemies in here. Unfortunately, if you stay far enough away, their attacks are very telegraphed. I might use one of these tools just to get items out of my inventory if there's something with good stats to convert. There's really not, though. Never mind. Just ditch more medicine 3s as we go. Of course, sometimes you really can't keep your distance. I don't know, fly casual. Okay, we have looped back around to the 3rd floor lobby. Elevator's still not working. Can't take the stairs up. And this door is not locked. Okay. Continue our loop around the 3rd floor then. Except it gets locked behind me. Hey, did someone just lock the door? Come on, there's an item here. There we go. Ah, now this is interesting. So this armor is not as good stats-wise as the armor I currently have, but it has a +1 item carrying capacity attached to it, so I can move that into one of the empty slots of my current armor. And voila, my current armor now lets me hold 1 additional item. So yeah, we're trapped in here, kind of. We're going to do a stupid and climb out the window. If I slip, I'm a goner. I don't think you can actually slip. This is mostly just an excuse to walk you around the giant T-Rex that's on display in the center of the museum. That's totally not ever going to come up at any point. Let's see. Looks like I can only get in from there. So we're going to drop down 20 feet to a narrow ledge. Whee! Phew, made it. And we climb in back through this window. And have another fight on our hands. Oh, it's not poison gas, it's blinding gas. Lovely. Well, that's where we learned, where to go. Medic. This is a larger chunk of my PE than I would like. It's locked. Fortunately, this one isn't. And now scorpions are a regular enemy. The nice thing about weapons with slow attack animation... Oh, there's the... Okay, so the Scorpions do have a poison cloud attack. Alright. Is that your action bar is actually recharging as you're doing the attack animation, so it's not like you're completely locked out of doing anything. Silas kind of wants to get up close and personal with the monitor screen. Got poisoned. And we're actually right outside Dr. Clamp's office. But it's also locked. Only one way to go. A couple of hidden items under this gift shop tent thing. If I can find them. There's two of them in here somewhere. There's one. There's the other. Where'd it go? There it is. Let's resort everything. Thank you. And of course I get attacked as soon as I exit the gift shop. What? Another level up. I told you there were going to be a lot of them. I'm actually going to use one of my medicine 3s instead of cast... Or actually, apparently I picked up a medicine 2 somewhere. That can go away. Oh, that's right. That was one of the quiz rewards. That can go away. My inventory is starting to fill up, so I will buy some more item capacity slots. Unfortunately, this is one of the sort of map screens. It's actually kind of hard to get a grasp of perspective how far away the enemies are. Yeah, I didn't mean to shoot that one, but it worked out in the end. So when they do their rolly attack, they will roll until they hit one of the borders of the arena. So they're very predictable. Say hi to the internet, Silas. I'm trying to get my webcam to tilt down properly. There we go. Uh-oh, a big empty space and some unwarranted pixelation. But it's just 2 velociraptors and a pterodactyl. No mini-bosses yet. Ow. And the point of all this exercise, all this running around, was to get access to this security hallway back here. Let's see, where's the alarm? It's probably one of these blinky lights. Here it is, and it's been activated. Deactivate. Hey! Wait a minute! Eve is extremely pregnant and naked and has extra limbs. Where is she? That room, where is that? But first, another hidden room. Hidden elevator. Which only goes to one floor, the fourth. I mean, it goes to all four, but most of them don't do anything. I hope I'm remembering this correctly, otherwise I'm going to sound like an idiot. Oh, good. Tool. Another shotgun, the second shotgun in the game, which I'm going to hold on to for later. And an armor jacket that prevents poison. And some really weird pieces of exhibits. Oh, wait, there's another item back there. Back around, behind these crates. Just an item that cures blindness. Handy, but I'm going to discard it pretty soon, I would expect. See, I'll show you all the other floors are kind of dead ends. It won't open. Back where we started. Third floor is also a dead end. I believe, if I recall correctly. Another machine gun, which we won't be using. Bye, Silas. You have to look at me again now. Reload, though. Ah! Uh-oh. Opera and full motion video. Something important's happening. So yeah, how I mentioned that giant T-Rex skeleton and how it didn't matter at all? Yeah, I lied. It's being attacked by the orange jello. Now, it starts moving before it gets encased in the orange jello, which is interesting, but that is ostensibly how these dinosaurs are attacking us. They're being animated by the orange jello. I can't believe it. So that's how she controls inanimate objects. And of all things, she's crazy. Well, setting people on fire didn't tip you off to that one? And we're back in the lobby with the snack machine. This is a place where we couldn't get through earlier. crossing my fingers, hoping I remember where I'm supposed to go next. Yes, back out to the elevator and then up to the second floor. Wait, this is where the scorpion was. Did I take this quiz? Yes, I did. So these encounters are annoying. I don't mind them too much because I'm hoping to get to a very specific leveling point to unlock a very specific spell that I would like to show off for you. Okay, now that the elevators are working... Two, please. For plot. The door's open. There's someone in there. Professor Clamp, don't move. Put your hands in the air where I can see them. Boing. Maeda? Hi, Aya. Yes, there was something I really needed to test. May I put my arms down now? Did you come back here alone? No, Daniel came with me part of the way. Well, where is he? Yes, he went to look for something at the hospital. He should be on his way here. Oh. There haven't been any combustion recently, so I, apparently ignored all the dinosaurs and scorpions and all sorts of things running around. Anyway, I asked Wayne to make this back at the station. Please use it. What is it? Yes, I'll have to explain later, but I believe this will have some effect against Eve and the creatures she controls. Thank you. I guess I'll have to wait and see what it does. It's Maeda's gun. It has 1 attack power, very mediocre range, and 15 rounds. It's a plot thing, and I don't have room for it, so I have to ditch some medicine. I came across some findings, yes. First of all, there was blood serum with Maya's name labeled on it in the freezer. Maya being Aya's sister. My sister's name, and, well, the research code for it was called Eve. Eve? Then Eve really is... It appears to have been made up of liver cells. He was culturing them in the past. What do you mean? What for? I don't know. There isn't any data left. But it seems Dr. Clamp has been culturing them for years. Recently, it appears he was conducting research on artificial sperm. For Eve, of course. For Eve? Yes, he wanted to exclude the mitochondria from the sperm and create new sperm. Sperm with no parasites. Sperm with only the nucleus. Sperm without the mitochondria? Yes, he took the sperm that he created here and moved it to the hospital. There he would artificially inseminate those who would volunteer for the experiment. Then what was that HLA list for? Professor Clamp. You ordinary beings will never, never comprehend my level of research. Professor, I'm placing you under arrest as the ringleader of this operation. What you did, this isn't something you can get away with. Do you understand? Haha, you are pathetic, Bria. See, in other games he would be setting himself up as the boss here. Why put yourself in the human domain by reciting meaningless laws? They're meaningless, do you understand? I guess you haven't told your little friends yet. Your mitochondria has special powers, doesn't it, Aya? But sadly, you still have the form of a human being, don't you? You can say all you want, but I'm just here to arrest you, Professor Clamp. I'm not letting you interfere with Eve, you hear? Do you understand? Aya, look out! Daniel, best character. Daniel, thanks. I didn't see the scalpel. Just in time. Why didn't you shoot? You could have been killed. I know. It just didn't seem real. It felt more like a crappy video game cliche. Ugh. He's conscious again. Dallas to the rescue, eh? Officer Dallas, why didn't you shoot me? What? I know you hate me. What do you want to say, huh? Of course I hate you! Because of you, Lorraine's orange jello! Lorraine? So I see that your boy managed to escape. You! I should have killed you way back! Someday you're gonna pay for this. We'll see. We'll see. What are you planning to do, Professor? You'll love this! I'm waiting for the birth of the ultimate being. The mitochondria is passed on from the mother, but you see, traces from the father can also be found in minute quantities. According to Eve, her sister in Japan was unable to attain her ultimate goal because the father's side of the mitochondria caused a rebellion. For Eve to succeed this time, I created sperm without the male mitochondria DNA. The creation was a success. Eve is now pregnant with Melissa's body. Pregnant? How can that be possible? Damn, Aya, we gotta kill Eve. Let's go. You humans are so weak, so stupid. You may have been able to barge in here and do things your way until now. But things are going to change. I won't let you interfere with Eve anymore. Eve, can you hear me? You don't have to wait anymore. I'm ready. What? What the hell are you talking about? Again, in other games, this would trigger a boss fight. But... Daniel, Maida, run! She's gonna blow the whole place up! Eve just sets him on fire to no effect whatsoever. So I see. Your mitochondrial power doesn't allow you to burn. Although, Daniel and Maeda did jump out of a second-story window onto stone steps, sidewalk, something, so... Gravity is a little bit odd in this universe. Why? Why stay here and try to save me? First of all, I'm a cop and it's my job. And after all, I am human. Like I said, humans are pathetic. Barf. Another key item, the clamp key. Another discarded medicine. And we just let the scientists smolder and move on. Now this is where it gets a little bit difficult trying to remember where the heck you're supposed to go next. I think it's this way? It may not be. Okay, here we go. I think that was locked before. Yep, this looks new. Whee! Didn't quite get out of the way in time. My throat hurts from doing Dr. Clamp's voice. Fortunately, that's the last we'll see of him. "25 million years ago, oxygen increased in the air. Why?" Photosynthesis by bacteria, Halley's Comet dropped a meteor, or reaction between gas and water. I think it's photosynthesis. It is. Good, yeah. I'm pretty sure I remember at least some real science. Used clamp key. Okay, there's a couple of specific events we need to trigger, and one we don't want to just yet. I thought there was an item over there. I was mistaken. See, this particular room was locked from both directions. Because, yeah, this is the lobby with the vending machines. So we go upstairs. And it's mini-boss time. If we try to go through here, it lets us. Okay, I missed. There will be a mini-boss fight back there. I think I missed a quiz question in this room or something. Did I not come through here? No, I definitely came through here, because I remember that evolution tree with the various hominids. Okay, sorry, I'm a little bit lost. That happens. Okay, yes, this leads to the giant... Okay. I didn't miss anything. Back to where the mini-boss is. Come on. There we go. That one's still alive. Or alive again. Or something. Triceratops time. Now, this does not play boss music, but it's essentially a mini-boss. That lightning is really hard to dodge. This also has a straight line charge attack that's fairly easy to dodge, but it's the lightning that's... okay. I say that and then I get hit by it. There's sort of a dead zone that the lightning curls around, but it's hard to see and hard to find. And very easy to accidentally move out of it. And as the fight goes on, it charges more times in a row. 1, 2... I think I need to first heal and then cast haste to give myself a better chance of dodging. Couldn't find the dead zone that time. Zoom, zoom. Oh, this is much easier to dodge. That still isn't. But haste wears off really quickly. It's already worn off. Or maybe it hasn't. Stuck in a reload animation again. Okay, now the part of the head comes off, and it moves faster. And clearly uses lightning much more often. All the friggin' time. Okay, that time I dodged it somehow. That time I didn't. There we go. Level up. Yes, Parasite powers have evolved Liberate. Liberates mitochondrial control. That's the ability I was waiting for. For all that, we get 6 bullets. Nice. Okay. And we get knocked down into the main lobby by either another Triceratops or the same one's, like, death throws? I'm not sure. My body feels like it's going to burn up. I may have just screwed up and gone somewhere I didn't mean to. No, I'm okay. It means I'll have to fight the next boss earlier than I want to. I was hoping to make a new item first, but Boss time. Real boss time. Yep. Time to fight that T-Rex it's been teasing us with this whole time. Normally I would like to have a different piece of equipment, but I don't yet. So I have to do this with a shotgun. So we're going to try and dodge as much as we can, heal with items, and let our PE recharge, and you'll see why. Come on, do something. Oh, here we go. Giant flamethrower attack that sweeps most of the arena. I just said I was going to heal with items, didn't I? If we get behind him, yeah, we won't get hit by the fire flamethrower attack. And we want to whittle down his HP somewhat with regular gunfire. Alright, I'm going to actually use a healing spell first, just to give myself more time to get more regular rounds in, and my PE recharge once more. It's very important that I be at full PE in a second. In a minute here. I forgot about that attack. Do something here? Let's... There we go. Okay. Heal up. I think we've done enough damage with gunfire here. We can use that spell we just learned. Liberate, which will use all of my PE. We go Crazy Angel form. And beat the ever-living crap out of a T-Rex. 5, 6, 7. 7-hit combo. Each hit does about 220 damage. But after you cast it, you're stuck in one place for a while, which is why I want to use it as a finishing move. Ah, okay. I guess I couldn't have this item yet. Okay. That M8000 was the item I wanted to build my ultimate weapon off of, which I thought I could have done before the T-Rex fight, and I clearly misremembered. It's the drop from the T-Rex fight. Okay, so I didn't do anything wrong. Just misremembered the exact sequence of events here. How do we get out of the T-Rex room again? There's a hidden door. Or right, not a hidden door, but there's a door. There we go. Okay. Camera angle shifts. Now you can see the door. Okay. I'm going to save in case I accidentally trigger the end game, which I don't want to do yet. And because I have learned Liberate, I don't need to grind any more levels. That's the last spell you learn. And that's going to be important to some of the strategies in the final battles. Unfortunately, there's not, to my knowledge, a way to run away from a fight. Oh, there is. Apparently you can run away from fights. Today I learned. I've played this game so many times, I just never bothered to do that. Oh. But then if you go back that way, you wind up triggering the same fight again. So it's not as useful. That explains why I never bothered to do it. And this fight is actually more annoying than the one I ran away from. So right now my shotgun is doing 99 damage to the lizards when it crits, and about 70 when it doesn't. I'm glad there wasn't a fight in that room. Oh, where are the stairs up again? Is it back here? Yes. Good. And we're back to where we fought the Triceratops, and then it subsequently knocked us down to fight the T-Rex. It's a long walk. Normally I would care about poison, but because there's just the one enemy here, I'm just going to keep shooting it until it dies, and the poison goes away after the battle ends anyway. Just heal up the HP. Okay, this is where I was rudely interrupted by a charging Triceratops and knocked out a window. Again, is Manhattan prone to earthquakes? Those skeletons weren't wired together very well. Okay, and that earthquake did some damage to the exhibits, which is actually good for us. This door is completely covered in orange jello. Fortunately, that kind doesn't attack us. But yes. Some of these exhibits got burst open, which lets us get to the storage room behind them. For this weapon, which is similar to the M8000, and it has a double action ability, which is the one in the lower right. That's different from the double shot. This lets you just do two things. Either a full damage attack, or a spell, or cast two spells, or one spell and an attack, or a spell and an item. It's very useful. And again, that ability will form one part of our ultimate weapon. Silas is back. He wants food. I haven't fed them yet. I mean, I fed them meals, but usually they get a snack about an hour ago, and I haven't given it them yet. Because, strangely, the louder, more obnoxious one hasn't had anything to say, so it's just kind of just let things go. So yes, in addition to that exhibit up there, it also opened up an exhibit back here with even more stuff. Nice piece of armor. And something else. Let's see, what do we want to ditch? Oh, yeah. A super tool. Alright, now we can go make our ultimate weapon and armor. Which I will probably spare you because it's a lot of just sort of time-consuming menuing. And just present you with the results next stream, because it's getting kind of late. And I have to go all the way back to the police station to do this as well. So yeah, as we temporarily leave the museum, I'm going to head back to the police station, take care of the item crafting. I will be back to finish off day 5 and day 6, because the end of day 5 rolls right into day 6, and it's sort of the end game, basically. After that, you can't really... I mean, after I trigger... I'm getting very close to the point of no return, where you fight all the final boss stuff, all the end plot, and my voice is a little bit too tired to be doing any of that right now. So I will... Let's see. The final PE stream will probably be sometime next week. I will likely stream again tomorrow night. That's likely to be another League stream. Just to keep things... just to mix things up, basically. Pause here. So yes, I'm going to go feed the cats and take a break from streaming. Silas, say goodnight. Nope, nothing. Good night, Silas. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching, and League tomorrow, more PE sometime next week. Have a good evening.